This is the final part of this 3-part series, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to finish these off and turn them into some beautiful jewellery that is so easy to do. First of all, we're going to have a recap of the 4 patterns that I used to make these. Push it there so it's nice and tight, and now I've got 8 lengths. I'm going to disrupt what I'm doing here. What I've done is I've put that one down to the right. You can get really quick at this. I mean, I sit and watch telly when I need some, and I do this, and I get really quick at it. Always trying to keep an even as possible tension on your knot. Sometimes I pull a bit too tight, but if I do, then I just loosen it up a little bit. And always remember, it's just a quarter turn. This is such, again, another really therapeutic craft. And people love them as well. And look how quickly that has grown. So I'm going to finish this one off. So let's turn it over, and look, that is already starting to get a great little twist on it. I can turn it back over. I know that that's the bottom of my disc. Even if I drop my disc, I can pick that up at any time and I think that has come out so pretty, that thread. So we'll put that to one side, ready for finishing that off. If you follow exactly how I do it, then you can't go wrong. Then all I'm going to do is tie those cords like this into a knot. So we'll bring that one down here like that, and we'll bring that one up there like that. So again, all we're doing is swapping the position of these cords over like this, putting that in the space that we had left, that in the space that we had left there, and now we've got, so we'll take those off like that, and then we will take these longer ones. You don't need to have as much spare as I've got here. I've just done this for the ease of showing you how to do these patterns, that's all. And now we've got our cords cut. All we need to do is turn these 8 into 16, and we'll do that by finding the middle. But this is a really easy, such an easy pattern to do. And again, you'll get the muscle memory in there, and you won't have any problem. Now, you don't have to remember these patterns. Don't worry about that. Just save this video, and whenever you want to make the patterns, just go back to the video and familiarize yourself with them. So I like to work from the top because that is how I find it is easiest. And all I'm going to be doing is taking this top one here and replacing it in the slot below. Then the bottom one, and replacing that in there. It's one over, don't forget, because you're replacing it like for like. Then that one onto there, that one to there, that one to there, that one to there. So now they're opposite each other. Now I can start with here. So that's all done now. I've got that off. As you can see, we've got a lovely pattern going on there. And again, all you need to do is take your cords off by keeping hold of this bit here. So you're keeping that nice and tight. And then put a little knot in that as well. So this final pattern is a little bit more tricky, but it's easy actually to master. And we're going to need 3 different colours for this, and you choose whichever colour you want, and we're going to make a leopard pattern. So we've worked on that pair, now we're working on that pair, but we haven't got many gaps here, but as long as you keep working in the pairs, you're fine. So bring that one to there, okay, then miss one, then that's the next one, and bring that to there, okay? And now we turn it again, and we're working on this pair. So we bring that one to there. Well, there we go. We've got that now, and so we've got the background color, we've got the outline, and we've got the 2 little spots in there. Now, if you use a thinner cord, this will come out as well, equally as nice. It's lovely. But I've used a thicker cord, so that should be enough for me, and long enough. And now we've got our 4 cords, all of them different patterns. It's time to turn them into some jewellery. Now there are lots of different ways of finishing these off, and some people put a line of glue along them first, or others do what I do, which is sew them. And all I'm doing is taking a black thread here, and I am going through each one of these cords like this in a line and sewing them together all the way across. And I'll do that both ends. For the flat ones. So round ones I do slightly differently. And this is to stop them once you do the cut. Stops them all unraveling and allows them to be really neat when you finish them off. Now once I've got a line that side, I will then go over and go the other side as well. Sewing them in together. For the round ones, what I do is something similar. I sew a couple of stitches to start with, like this, just to get me going. And then I take the cotton and I wrap it around a few times the end that I'm going to use or finish off, like this. And then I sew through that to keep it in place, a couple of stitches. And then that should be enough for me to be able to cut that off and all those ends stay in position. So once you've got them sewn or you're ready to put your end bits on, what you do is you get these Kumihimo caps or bands for bracelets and things like that. And these are really cheap. You get loads of them. I will link everything that you need to use in the description below. So all I do is I see where my line is that I've put in there with my sewing thread, and I cut in front of that line, trim it up a little bit. Then I take one of these caps, and these have got little teeth on them as well, so they work really well. I push my braid into there, and this is for the flat ones. And then I take my pliers with the nylon tip on and then squeeze them shut. And those little teeth that are inside there will stop those coming off. And that gives a great hold. And with the circle ones, you can get all sorts of sizes of these as well. For instance, I've got these little ones here that fit on like that. But obviously, they don't have an ending. So you need to make a loop for those. But if you don't want to make a loop, then you can buy them in all different colours that already have a loop on. So for instance, like those, and then you can just push those into there until you fill them up. Now, I use super glue in those. So if you want to use super glue, all I do is I take some super glue like this, pop it around and inside here. I don't want to flood it too much because what I don't want to do is for it to squeeze out of the actual clasp or the cup. And then I push that in, give it a bit of a twist to allow that super glue to soak in as well. And then I leave that for a little while to set. And then you're all a go with that. Or you can use E6000, which a lot of people use as well for these ones. But long as you let this really set well before you sell them or before you give them away, then you're good to go, really. So I'll finish these off and then I'll show you what they all look like completely done. And I think you're going to love them. That's them all finished now, and I think they look great as bracelets. They don't take long to finish off. All you've got to do is put a little bit of chain on them and a clasp once you've put your ends on. And then you're ready to sell them, give them away, or wear them yourself. 4 easy patterns that anyone can do. Just follow along to what I was doing. If it gets ahead of you, just pause the video and rewind. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the other video that I've got with other patterns on Kumihimo, which I'll link at the end of this one. Take care, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Bye.